Hi, my loves. It is me, Teela B, the model realtor of the Brex Group at Long and the Bex Group at Long and Foster, and I am here with the lovely Kristina.
Hi, Teela.
Hi, Kristina. So I know you guys are looking like, what did they do? So we went to the store and we shopped for our set. Yes. It was super fun, right?
It was a lot of fun.
So we wanted to elevate our set, just as we are going to be giving you guys tips and tricks on things that you can do to enter into the real estate market successfully, right?
Yes.
So today we're going to be talking about something that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. We're going to be talking about financing for renovations.
Yep.
So can you tell our listeners a little bit about what renovation financing is?
Sure. A renovation financing loan is you find a property that might need a little, tender loving care, a little TLC, right? And it's the perfect home for you in the perfect location, but maybe it needs some upgrades, or you need to add a room, or maybe it needs a new roof or something like that. So you can actually finance in those sorts of renovations into the purchase of your home into one loan. You don't have to go out and get a whole nother loan or use any of your additional money after you purchase that home in order to make those renovations.
Nice. That's good to know, because that essentially opens up our pool of properties that we can look at, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So renovation financing, that's usually called 203K. Am I correct?
Yeah, it is commonly referred to as 203K. 203K in the loan world signifies to me that is an FHA renovation loan. But there are something called home style mortgages, which is a conventional renovation loan. So there are two different products when it comes to that.
Gotcha. So are you at Prosperity, are you able to lend on both?
Yes, we only lend on FHA and conventional renovation financing.
Nice. So let's talk a little bit about some scenarios where buyers might want to use these renovation financing.
Yeah.
So say I was a buyer and we found the perfect location, the perfect price, but the property needs, like you said, some tender loving care. Maybe everything's perfect about the home, but it hasn't had a renovated kitchen or bathroom in maybe 15 years.
Right.
But they love everything else about this property. What are some things that we should be talking to you about as our lender?
Yeah, so first and foremost, acknowledging the fact that you might want to do a renovation financing loan. A lot of times when you come to me for the first time, we'll pre-qualify you for just a standard type product like conventional or FHA, a standard type of financing. But renovation is a little bit more specialized. So when you acknowledge that you need some sort of renovation financing, the next thought in your head should be about a contractor and lining a contractor up and getting some sort of quote to give you an estimate of how much that repair or that renovation of that kitchen would actually cost you. Okay, good.
So to me, that says, for my buyers who already know that these are the type of properties that they'll be looking at, to have the conversation with the lender, but to also have our contractor with us when we're going out to look at the properties, because that'll make that pre-approval process smoother,
preferably, right? If you can, it's great to have a contractor there while you're walking through the house. Or if the contractor's not able to meet that appointment time frame, right, it would be a good idea for you to walk around with a notepad and jot down some things that you yourself want improved. And especially when it comes to the kitchen, if you're going to need new cabinets and plumbing and fixtures and countertops and flooring and stuff like that, having an idea of what exactly you'll want to replace, so that when you talk to your contractor, you can let them know, like, hey, this is what I'm thinking, if they're not able to attend the walkthrough with you.
Nice. That's a great idea. So what if the buyer doesn't even know that they're going to need these things when they go into the property? Yes, we look at the pictures online, but the pictures sometimes show the property in a different light than what it actually is. So say they get the original pre-approval for an FHA or conventional loan, and then they go inside the property, they love it, but they realize they need work done. How should they have that conversation then about changing their loan to the the renovation financing?
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, a conversation where you pick up the phone and call me and like, hey, this property doesn't quite suit my needs, but I'm thinking about maybe doing some renovations to it.
Okay.
I'll ask you what type of renovations you're thinking about doing, if you have an idea of approximately how much these would cost. And then it might also be best to kind of loop in some contractor at that point in time to kind of see what their thoughts are on how much that would cost you.
Okay.
So we do need some sort of baseline number to help get established in order to find out, number one, if you can be qualified for that renovation loan program, but also number two, if the renovation costs would, fit in with your purchase.
Gotcha. Thank you for explaining that very layman terms because I was able to follow that, and I hope you guys are following that pretty easily as well. Do you run into any instances with your buyers where they would like to use a renovation loan? Like, do you get that often?
I do get a lot of asks about renovation and what that would entail, and the thing that I would just let you know is to not be scared of it.
Okay.
A lot of people are very scared of the whole renovation financing process. They think it's something extra. In my world, in the loan world, there's only really one extra step, and that is obtaining the contractor and getting the contractor quote and making sure that whatever repairs you're doing to the property, that they fit in to the value of what that property could be after those repairs. So that's really like the only really big step that's different from just your typical loan route.
Okay. Pretty easy.
Yeah, it is pretty easy. It's not bad at all.
Okay, good. And then we'll have you every step of the way to make sure that we get
Exactly.
to the table. So.
Yep. So I'll still be there. I'll still be your loan consultant to help you through the renovation process. I'm actually the point person for renovation financing here at Prosperity Home Mortgage in our Baltimore market. So I help other loan officers and their clients within Prosperity obtain their renovation financing.
Great. Well, I'm glad you said that because that makes me, as the realtor, because I've done just a couple, it makes me feel more confident to have that conversation with my buyers about that possibly being an option because we have you, who is the guru of renovation financing. So what does the time frame look like? So for a typical loan, about 30 days right now. So how does that play in the time frame of them actually getting into their home?
So we usually say about 45 days from, the day that you go under contract and start your loan process with us until your closing date. And the reason why that is because we do have that added layer of working with your contractor and making sure we get that contractor quote and that appraisal process. Now, when you actually buy the home, the question is can you live in the property while it's being renovated, right? And many of us don't like to deal with dirt and dust while renovations are going on. So if you do have a place to stay in the meantime, after closing, while your renovations are taking place, that's great. If you can live in the property, you're certainly able to while renovations are taking place. But typically all renovations would take place after you actually close on that home, which is an important step, and a lot of people don't know that the renovations do take place after you purchase the property. And we usually do put a timeline on the contractors. We'd like to have them done at maximum 6 months.
Okay.
So if it's a relatively small project, you usually find it completed anywhere between like a month to 3 months.
Okay.
And then you could be living in your home and no worries at that point.
Yeah. And thank you for saying that about the renovations take place after settlement. So what we could do in our offer is ask for a rent back. If you're selling your home and purchasing this new one with a renovation loan, we can ask for a rent back where you can stay in the home that you're living in until your renovations are complete. And because Kristina will put a cap on the contractor, we're kind of pretty much guaranteed that you guys will be in around that time.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, good. Do you have anything else that usually comes up with your buyers when it comes to renovation loans that you like to share?
Yeah, I think just the one thing I would like to share is during the renovation process, one thing that always holds us up is the contractor typically, and getting the contractor to submit their quote in a timely fashion. So just keep in mind that, you know, the lender actually cannot order the appraisal until we actually get that contractor quote, because your appraised value is going to be based off of the purchase price that you're purchasing the home at, plus the after improved value. So that means it will be based off of your purchase price plus whatever renovation costs you are putting into the home. So we just want to make sure that we get that appraisal back, and in order to do that, we need the contractor quote.
Gotcha. So one question, and I know this comes up with my buyers, and we haven't even talked about a renovation loan. A lot of buyers have family members who are contractors. Are they able to use their family members to do the work for them?
So for conventional financing, you can use a family member, as long as they are Maryland state licensed, or whatever whatever state you're purchasing in. They must be licensed in that state as a contractor. No self-help is allowed though, and no contractors who are not licensed. They must be licensed. Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't think I have any more questions. I think that is a great basis to start to have those conversations. So if you guys have any questions about anything that we talked about, or any things that popped up that we didn't talk about, Kristina, if they wanted to speak with you about a renovation loan, how do they contact you?
Yes, you can always call me at 443-257-2715, or Kristina with a K at phmloans.com.
Awesome. Well, I am Teela B, the model realtor, again here with the lovely Kristina, and today we were talking about renovation loans, another loan to get you into the home that you love. So if you have any questions, go ahead and pop them down in the comment section and we'll answer them as they come.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.